My love, there's a secret that most women will never admit out loud. A fantasy that doesn't show up in romantic movies, that's not that cliché soap opera scene. But when you understand it and know how to activate it, she simply can't get you out of her head. And today I'm going to reveal exactly what that number one fantasy is that almost every woman has, and of course, how you can trigger it instantly. Love, sit down because here comes some serious talk that will change the way you think about women, I promise. You know that idea that a woman's number one fantasy is being with a ripped guy, loaded with money, or that soap opera heartthrob? Forget it, because that's nonsense, seriously. Sure, looks and money can open doors, but what really makes a woman stick to a man is something much deeper, more invisible, that few men notice. It's that emotional power, that magical effect that happens when a guy can move her emotions without saying too much, without giving the whole game away. It's not the sweet, syrupy love you see in those cheesy movies. It's not that tired old talk everyone's heard 1,000 times. It's that delicious feeling of being in front of a man she can't figure out, who has a hint of mystery, who makes her heart race because she never knows what's coming next. Imagine this, you looking into her eyes with that smile that says, I know things you can't even imagine, and she's there, completely caught up in that energy you create. That mix of mystery, power, and intensity is like an invisible magnet that makes her want to be close, want to discover more, want to feel again that thrilling adrenaline of not knowing what's going to happen. That's the game that triggers the number one female fantasy, that unexpected, captivating conquest that makes her feel alive, desired, and unique. And when you learn this, my dear, get ready because you become her obsession, the man she can't get out of her head, even when she's asleep. See? It's not about what's on the surface, it's about what happens deep inside, in her heart and mind. That's emotional power, and that's what really runs the game of attraction. Look, babe, a woman's brain is like a chess game we love to play, and do you know what she really loves? Mystery, that thing that makes everything more exciting. When she doesn't exactly know what you're going to do, but she feels you're in control of the situation, my friend, that makes a powerful click inside her. It's like her mind says, this guy is not like the others. He doesn't play it safe, he pulls me out of my comfort zone, challenges me, but at the same time makes me feel like I can trust him, that I'm protected. That mix of mystery with that emotional leadership of someone who knows what he wants is like a delicious poison, impossible to resist. The problem is most men ruin it all real quick, you know how? Showing all their cards right at the first move, saying everything they feel, giving away every step, leaving nothing to the imagination. Then, my friend, the magic disappears, the fantasy dies before it even begins. Got it? The secret is to be that guy who holds back a little, who knows how to play with mystery and leads the game with confidence, and that, believe me, makes all the difference. Love, pay attention to this trick that's a sure shot to make her go crazy right away. When you're talking to her, look straight into her eyes, that way that holds her attention, but without giving the whole game away, you know? Keep your gaze steady, confident, but let out a slight smile, almost a secret between just the two of you, as if you have in your head some information only you know, and that she's yet to discover. This makes her mind start working, creating a bunch of questions, a delicious curiosity that makes her want more, want to get lost in that mystery you're creating just with your eyes. It's simple, but way too powerful, and works like magic to instantly trigger that fantasy. Look, my love, to make her fantasy explode instantly, there are some tactics you need to master like a true master of seduction, and I'm going to tell you everything up close. First, forget about grabbing her like a desperate animal, that's not what works, okay? The touch needs to be calculated, deliberate, as if you had the power to give her goosebumps just by lightly touching her with your fingers. For example, a gentle touch on her waist, just to guide the way, as if saying come with me, without rush, without pressure. Or that longer, softer touch on her hand while you're talking, that makes her breath quicken without her even realizing it. This kind of contact creates a delicious tension, a connection that goes way beyond the physical. It's as if you were a conductor leading the orchestra of her desire. Now when you talk, don't fall into the trap of saying everything you feel or explaining every thought, for God's sake. The secret is to play with her imagination, throw phrases that leave a taste of I want more on her lips, like it's not time for you to know this yet, or you'll find out, but not today. These phrases plant little seeds in her mind that start to grow and create an entire universe of curiosity and expectation, making her obsessed with trying to find out what you're hiding. And to finish with a golden key, my dear, learn to play with the rhythm of the relationship. One moment you're that sweet, caring man she wants to hug and stay close to all the time. The next moment, you take a step back, distance yourself, disappear a bit from her routine, making her truly miss you. This coming and going, this up and down, is what keeps the game alive, hot, and pulsing. It's like you're an emotional roller coaster she can't let go of, always waiting for the next surprise. Do you get what I'm saying? This dance between being present and mysterious, between being close and distant, is the magic formula that makes any woman completely addicted to you, wanting more and more, always stuck in that fantasy only you know how to activate. My love, listen to this because it's the secret almost no one tells, but it makes all the difference when it comes to seduction. The female fantasy is not about what you do with your body, your looks, or obvious gestures. The real power lies in what you make her imagine. When you give space for her mind to create scenarios, stories, situations, you're not just conquering her body, you're mastering her heart and mind. It's like you're the screenwriter of the movie she wants to star in, and the more space you give her to fantasize, the more she gets lost in those ideas. And then, my love, she's all yours, emotionally surrendered, even before anything physical happens. That's real power, pure magic that few men understand, and it's this detail that makes every woman completely addicted, because her fantasy goes way beyond touch. It happens inside her head and heart, where you really want to be. My loves, pay close attention because here is the secret that will transform the way you conquer any woman. Activating this fantasy isn't about being that cold, distant guy who seems not to care. Forget that. The trick is much more subtle and powerful. It's mastering the art of mystery, presence, and intensity, all together and well balanced. You need to be that man who shows up in her life with an energy that can't be explained well, that holds her gaze, that makes her want to be near even without exactly understanding why. When you learn to be that kind of man, the one she can't fully figure out, who always has something new to show, who keeps secrets and teases with the way he talks, looks, and touches, you stop being just another face in the crowd, one of many she knows. You become the one, the guy who occupies space in her head and heart in a way no one else can. And let me tell you, my love, that position is one of the most powerful a man can have because there's no competition when you are that kind of man. You are exclusive, her desire, the constant thought, the guy she wants by her side at all times. When you master this art, conquest isn't just a game you try to win, it becomes an irresistible dance of seduction, where she wants to participate and get lost more and more in that energy only you know how to create. And believe me, that feeling is addictive for her, and for you too. So my dear, shall we learn to be that man who awakens the number one fantasy that no woman dares to say out loud but all dream of living? You deserve to be that guy, and I'm here to show you the way.